When the 300 horsepower GR Corolla pocket rocket rolled out for 2023, strutting its stuff with a 6-speed manual, everyone praised Toyota's bold move. But let's be real, not everyone is cut out for the DIY life. So, enter the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla, now with a fancy, optional 8-speed automatic transmission. I'm going to test it and see how well it does. So for 2025, Toyota has introduced some subtle yet practical updates to the GR Corolla. So this front bumper has been redesigned for better cooling. It's got larger vents that feed a sub-radiator. So that feature is optional on the Premium model, but this Premium Plus gets it as standard. And then also for automatic transmission models, which this is one of them, you get a cooler for the transmission fluid. So the previously optional torsion limited slip diffs are now standard across all trims, which is great news. And then the suspension has been tweaked. They've added rebound springs to the front and the rear dampers to reduce inner wheel lift. They've also adjusted the rear anti-roll bar and the rear springs for improved tire contact when accelerating. And then the trailing arm mounting point has been raised by 1.2 inches to prevent squat when accelerating, and also the brake ducts have been updated. So as before, the GR Corolla has flexible torque distribution, but they've decided to give them names this time. So there's a gravel setting, which is 60/40, normal, which is 50/50, and then there's a track mode, which gives you anywhere from 60/40 to 30/70, depending on how the car's behaving and how you're driving it. And then at the back, you still get this pretty cool triple exhaust setup. So they played around with the trim levels. The circuit one has gone. There are 3 trim levels: a core, which is the base model, the premium trim, and then the Premium Plus trim. The Premium Plus and the Premium trim get a carbon fiber roof. So you get these 18-inch wheels on this Premium Plus model, wearing these Michelin 4S's, which is a great summer tire, very grippy. They're 235/40s. Brakes are vented and slotted rotors, 14 inches at the front, 11.7 at the back. You've got 4 piston calipers here and 2 piston at the rear. So under the hood, not a lot of change. You get the turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, 1.6 liters in displacement. It's got 300 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque, which is exactly what the Modizo had, so 22 foot-pounds more than the lesser editions. It runs through a very good 8-speed automatic transmission, driving all 4 wheels, and that has allowed Toyota to add launch control. That means the 0 to 60 should be around 4.8 seconds. It's not the biggest cargo area, 17.8 cubic feet, and then you'll notice it's got this optional strut brace, $720, and then under here, all you get is some styrofoam and some fixer flat. So how much is it? Well, the base model starts at $38,800. This one is a Premium Plus, so it's around $47,500. You do get some options. This red paint's $475. The strut brace that I mentioned is $720, and then there's some carpeted mats in there and some more carpeted mats in here for $299. Total price is over $50,000, about $50,125, which interestingly is more than a Honda Civic Type R. Well, it is a bit of a squeeze in the back. You do get an armrest with a couple of cup holders, and these seats, this is plastic, but this sort of Alcantara does hold you in quite well. And then in the door you get a couple of little cup holders for a small container. A little bit of storage right here, and then here you've got the old-fashioned 12-volt and a couple of USBs. So the cabin is really basically unchanged. You've got a 12.3 digital gauge cluster in front of the driver, and then the infotainment screen is the same 8-inch model from before. And then the Premium Plus model also offers a head-up display. To add a little bit of pizzazz, they've added this red stitching. So overall, the cabin is definitely not luxurious. It's basically a Toyota Corolla. There's no real changes over the base model Corolla, and that is a bit of a downside. On the plus side, you get physical climate controls, Down below, this one gets heated seats and a wireless charger. And then ahead of the proper stick shift, you get drive modes. So you get 4 drive modes: Eco, Normal, Sport, and then Custom. You'll notice that Sport and Custom change the look and feel of the dash. Once you're in Custom, you can click on Settings, and you can go Powertrain Sport, Steering Sport, and then Air Conditioning, who cares. And then you notice right here it says GR for Normal. So you can change that. That's your torque splitter. So right here you've got normal to the left, gravel to the right, and you push for track. And then once you're in track, it says GR for track. Now if you turn off the traction control, it says expert. So don't press it unless you're an expert. Love the old school handbrake. Don't love that there's no armrest or space to store stuff. And then on this Premium Plus trim, you get a heated steering wheel. So this car is all about the driving. So let's go do that. God, I love the way it holds its revs. It just begs to be driven hard. I like the orange flash just before the transmission changes up. Such a fun little car, but really a fun little car for just the driver. I feel like any passenger, sorry, we're getting jiggled around a little bit. Very easy to pass slower vehicles. How about the steering? Pretty good, very direct. Let's wait till we hit this next turn here. And it turns in really nicely. This one isn't too sharp, so I won't be able to show. There is a sharp right-hander coming up. Okay, right here. And it does do pretty well. Brakes are really good too. Need some serious stoppage with a car that's as quick as this thing is on these roads. Just scything through these turns. Got my foot on the footrest here on the left-hand side. Oh, changes up way up there. Holds on its revs. And most turbocharged cars don't rev at this high, but I like the way that Toyota's programmed this. It is a fun little car. Definitely a grin fest. So a bit slow. I'll tell you about the seats. They're very comfortable, really good bolstering, and this Alcantara is very grippy. And this road is really bumpy. All right, so here's the freeway. Let's see how it cruises with its extra long 7 and 8 speed automatic transmission. All right, so I'm going to put it in normal mode. Let's get back to normal mode. Okay. Right. just cruising along. It's definitely much quieter than the 6-speed, which I kind of like, because the 6-speed was doing like 4,000 RPM at the speed we're going right now. Not too much tire noise, a little bit of wind noise around the mirrors, but it's not a bad cruiser. It's generally quite relaxed, and that's not something you can say for the 6-speed manual. All in all, this car is great. I was worried a little bit that the 8-speed would blunt, not the performance necessarily, but the driving enjoyment. But God, this thing is still an absolute hoot to drive. The automatic transmission has been very well done, very well programmed. It's not quite as good as if it were a DSG, say in the Golf R, but it's definitely pretty good. All in all, I kind of like this little package. I like this little car. So what do we think? Well, the main reason to go for a GR Corolla is the fun factor, because it is an absolute grin fest. And that hasn't been diluted by Toyota giving it an 8-speed automatic transmission. In fact, in certain driving scenarios, i.e. on the freeway and commuting in stop-go traffic, the automatic transmission is better, in my opinion. I would probably go for a manual anyway. Question is it better than a Golf R? It pretty much competes with that on price. Well, the Golf is more refined, the Golf is a little bit quicker, and it's a lot nicer inside. But you got to consider that they are two completely different driving machines. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time with another video.